Hello, hello, I'm the Chris who plays games, playing retro games every Monday at 9:15, whatever, I feel like every Friday at 9:15. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Tonight we are continuing with some StarTropics 2, nope, StarTropics 1, the thing that comes before StarTropics 2. We're playing, this is part 3, we're gonna play in chapters 7 and 8 here tonight. Yeah. A cool thing about StarTropics is that you can just hold down the down button forever and it'll just keep walking and walking and walking and walking, but then when you push up, it only takes a second to get back. It's like this weird non-Euclidean geometry that you can walk through. It's very, very strange. I do not recommend actually engaging in visiting StarTropics land because, like, look at this. Look how far I'm walking down, and then, like, I walk 3 squares up and there's an alien spaceship. Like, this is crazy. Craziness, I tell you. Anyway, welcome to the stream. It is Monday, Labor Day here in the United States, and so 100% of Super Chats tonight are going to the Massachusetts AFL-CIO Workforce Development Program. So there is that. So the, hell indeed, Yugi. That is what we're gonna be excited for here tonight. Chapters 7 and 8 in the, StarTropics series are supposedly hell, so thanks for, bringing that up. I've never heard of conveyor graphs. No, this is a new thing to me. God damn it. Fucking robot. Get out of here. Like, I'm one room in and already I'm, like, panicking because I have so little life that if I take any hits, I'll lose my shooting star. Anyway, so the charity does not register with YouTube. It does have to be part of the Network for Good thing. This is gonna kill me, right? Yeah, okay. So it does have to be part of Network for Good. Network for Good is a charity in the US that allows corporations to kind of give to it like that, and so that is what you're dealing with there. So get out of here. Just go ahead and kill you. Come on, open up. There we go. And then we can go through here. Maybe. We'll grab the spiked boots. Cool. And then grab this little pill, which is going to give me a ton of hearts, but the problem is that they'll all go away later, so that's not really super helpful to me, but whatever. We'll pretend. Anyway, so yeah, they do not register with... God damn it. They do not register with YouTube directly. But they do register with, Network for Good. Look, space drugs are fine. Like, if you ever walk into a spaceship and there's just like a pill on the ground, clearly the ideal thing to do is to just eat whatever it is, because, like, what could possibly go wrong? You're already in a spaceship. Like, your life is clearly going pretty well. I have not replayed this level. That is not true. But I do have a walkthrough sitting next to me. Oh no! Okay. Avoid this. But that is not new. I've had a walkthrough next to me for most of StarTropics so far, so... not news. Okay, I don't need those 4 red hearts because I already have lots of red hearts. So we're just gonna pretend everything is fine, even though I have oh god! What the fuck? Jesus Christ. I don't know, this way? Ow. This is not really going well. I would say of the ways that this could go, this is going really poorly. Anyway, so, yeah, so I have not played this level. I did watch, like, 2 minutes of, like, somebody's tutorial walkthrough, and I have the walkthrough next to me, but mostly, like, I can remember one thing at a time, and so the one thing that I can remember is not that. I thought I'd be able to hop on the little thing, but... yeah, I definitely, like, I have no desire to play this game on an old-school NES. I am perfectly fine with save stating my way to glory here. Gosh darn it, did it again. Like, a lot of my, like, stupidity at this point is just blatant stupidity. Like, this is, I'm not playing very well, and obviously if I was playing for keeps, I would be a little bit more thoughtful. One of the problems, of course, with streaming and playing games is just that I'm way worse at playing games while streaming. So some of that is like, oh, I have the excuse of I'm streaming and I get streamer brain. But mostly it's just that I suck, so... Alright, get out of here. Grab this. So I'm pretty sure that what's going to happen is that, like, my life will only tick away to the maximum number of hearts that I have already picked up. So I think that I should be safe to not worry about going back and getting this, like, those red hearts. I do kind of want that potion, but I don't know how to get it. Oh, okay, so I can get the red potion by walking around here. So hopefully this is going to be worth it. Everybody cross your fingers that I'm not going to do something real stupid here. Okay, so this is the ray gun. The ray gun is also where that warp took me. God damn it. So I don't want to go through the right-hand warp. Ow. Ow. Stop hitting me. Stupid robot shooting me and pink things flying at me and so on and so forth. Alright, so let's go through here. But yeah, so Monday nights are old school gaming, Friday nights are non-retro gaming. So retro on Mondays and non-retro on Fridays is the way we play it here at the CPG stream O joyness or whatever we are. Okay, here we go. Yeah, at some point just the answering boobs over and over again becomes less interesting. I can imagine that. Alright, so let's go ahead and go this way. Now I need these hearts, so good thing they're there. Let's go this way for a little while. Now I'm just kind of wandering around because I don't actually remember where I'm supposed to go. Like, I've got the walkthrough next to me, but then I have to read it, and I'd rather just kind of, you know, die. Clearly. That's my current plan of action. Yeah, I don't know if StarTropics 2 is going to be a thing. Is StarTropics 2 easier than StarTropics 1? Because if not, definitely this is not gonna be a thing. Alright, let's get the ray gun. Come back out here. That's true. That's one of the problems with it is that, like, his controls are very, very stiff, so. By the way, hello Aurora, thanks for stopping by. Well, the humor isn't too great in this one because there just isn't that much story, frankly. Alright, so I think that if I go this way and then left, it'll be my fastest way to the potion, which is what I actually want. It sounds like you had a good time at your anime convention, Leif. I'm glad that worked out for you. It was like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or was it? I don't even remember at this point. Alright, so what do I have here? Did I grab this? Okay, I don't have the thing in this one, so... Saturday, Sunday, and today. Gotcha. Yeah, so for those of you not in Canada or the US, which are probably none of you, but if there were any people like that, today is Labor Day, apparently, in Canada and the US. So the reason that today's charity of choice for the stream is the AFL-CIO Worker Development Program of Massachusetts is because it's Labor Day. AFL-CIO being one of the earliest, well, the AFL being one of the earliest labor unions organized originally in 1887, I think, and has continued on to this day as a major force for workers' rights in the United States. So they are one of the, I think, the largest union, and are, you know, I don't know exactly what they unionize, frankly, but yeah, I'm clearly not very good at this whole, like, unionization discussion. I should be better at it. unions have been instrumental in protecting workers' rights throughout the history of the United States, so they have been a major force for good in that dimension. Hello, Philly! Welcome, welcome. The reality is that it is easier to negotiate with the bosses when there's a lot of you than when there's not many, right? So that's just how the cookie crumbles. Oh god. Now I'm just back to a place that isn't where I want to go. God damn it. Alright. So let's try and do the thing where I get the potion and then I save afterwards, as opposed to this part where I don't. Screw you, green robot. Don't care about you. Ow, pink robot, I care about you, but not a lot. Oh, shoot. Maybe we'll go this way. I think this is where I want to go. Okay. Can't catch me, can't catch me. I am so fast. Oh, God. It's coming for me. That's right. You can't get me. That's right. There we go. Okay. So now I'm actually going to look at my walkthrough instead of just dying again and again. Okay. Take the upper warp, get the quadruple hearts in the potion, go right, destroy the weak wall above the turret. Nope, that was not what I meant to do. So this thinks that maybe there's a weak wall above a turret to the right of this. Damn. Alright, there we go. Grab another one of these. But yeah, so during my stream yesterday, we were going through over some of the games that I've played, and so you can see that on chrisplaysgames.com if you are so interested in such a thing. But I have played more than 300 different games on the channel at this point as a result of streaming for several years and having some nights where I will just play 20 different games in a night from the NES or the Atari or other things like that. So, alright, I'm going to... Alright. I don't like those green robots, so they're gone now. Goodbye, green robots. I loved you very little. Oh no! Green robot, you're still alive. God damn it. Well, I tried. Okay, we got some quadruple hearts here. Ah, crap. His range is about the same as mine, unfortunately. Alright, let's go ahead and cross here. Grab the ray gun and hop in the warp. Oh no, I didn't mean to jump on that. Let's do this again. Okay, now I've got my super jump. Oh, and I don't anymore. Try this again. Oh no, I only have yo-yo. God damn it. Oh, and I somehow don't have my potion. Okay. So, clearly I have failed. Let's try this again. With less fails. I mean, I have more than a yo-yo, but I didn't have my spike ball, which is what I was really trying to think, right? So... Okay, I come here, go to the right, and then there is a hole above the spike turret once I get up there and kill it, which I have to do after killing this green robot man. Kill turret. Goodbye, turret. You're going away now. Thank you. Now we'll get the pill. But yeah, I really like streaming the retro games. It's what I have the most nostalgia for. I have now gone through almost all the games that I have like personal memories of as a child, and I'm onto games that I have less personal experience with, which is fine. There's still a lot of nostalgic games out of there. This one was recommended in particular by Soybomb, who was upset at my non-retro choices for a particular stream. He felt that they were not sufficiently representative of the things that he wished to see as a member of the Retro Squad. So we did go back and do that. So wait, oh, my potion is, I forgot. I thought my potion was like an item that I could use that would show up in the item spot, but it shows up in the next to my little guys, so I forgot that. I've got my ray gun, I've got a couple other things. I mean, it's not blame, it's just like a description of where the recommendation came from. You were excited to see StarTropics. I assume that you had some emotional connection to it. Which is fine. Like, I like playing games that other people enjoy as well. You know, if it were up to me, I would just play Mega Man 2 and Super Mario Bros. 3 over and over and over again, and that wouldn't be nearly as enjoyable, so. Alright. Let's just... Oh, Jesus. God damn it. Alright. Oh no! Get out of my friggin' way, you stupid robot! God damn it. Anyway, so over this long weekend, I actually took Friday off, so I've had a 4-day weekend during which I have not worked, which is kind of a lot for me. And so on Friday, I did nothing, maybe? I don't really remember. I feel like basically this whole weekend has been lie around and do nothing weekend, which is awesome. Mrs. CPG was like, we didn't do anything fun this weekend. And I'm like, yeah, and it's awesome, isn't it? Like, we didn't have any responsibilities. We just did whatever we wanted. Goddamn pink spaceships. Also, why do the spaceships have spaceships inside them? Like, that doesn't feel like a reasonable thing for spaceships to have. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna come out of here and I'm gonna hit that thing so it stops shooting at me. Unfortunately, the reach of the robot bullets is like just slightly farther than my spiked ball reach, so... Okay, here's my trick. So I'm gonna come out of here. I'm gonna do that. Nope. I'm gonna come out of here and do that. Nope. Alright. I'm gonna use our ray gun here, because I'm tired of dying to these green robots. I did play Biomenace, the first Biomenace, once. I didn't really enjoy it. The control mechanism just didn't feel good to me, so I probably am not gonna go back to that again. Oh, god damn it. You and your stupid strong bullets, green robot. Okay, so like, what am I supposed to do about like these stupid like UFO robots? Oh, I can shoot them. But they just keep respawning, so it's like not a they're gone forever kind of thing. Interesting. So when the UFOs were aligned with the turrets actually disappeared, which is probably based in part on the limitation of sprite count on the NES. So there's a limitation of, I think, 7 sprites per row, so you couldn't have more than that, and that's probably part of the reason why that happens. So let's go ahead and use... Okay, first of all, let's just get rid of this turret. Which I can do from where? Nowhere. Awesome. There we go. Unfortunately, I died in the process of doing that, but at least I learned something. Damn, I can't get that. I guess I have to swing my thing to pick that up. Alright, that's fine. I mean, sprites were a literal hardware thing on, I think, every gaming platform of the time, with the exception of the Atari, which was a crazy... Like, the fact that Atari games worked at all is kind of amazing, frankly. It is definitely not, like, what you would expect, given the restrictions that they had. So the Atari had, what, like, 128 bytes of RAM? Which is kind of, like, crazy to think that someone, like, built games in 128 bytes of, like, you couldn't even fit a whole video frame in memory. They had to do everything procedurally, like, on the fly. There was no swapping frame buffers or anything else like that. Like, that's a pretty crazy setup. So I enjoyed Monster Bash playing it when I was a kid. I have not played it since I was a kid, and I have no idea if I would like it today. So that is an open question as far as I'm concerned. All right. I don't know if, like, I'm gonna be really upset that I used all of my spike shoes later, but what's done is done. All right. Boom. Wow, I've done it! Congratulations, me! I made it past the robot soldiers. Yeah, so that's one of the interesting things to me was actually the, I'm gonna pause this for a second. YouTube, Atari, emulator, Minecraft. And so when Seth Bling was building his Atari 2600 emulator in Minecraft, one of the things that you did is you could actually see, like, the memory of the Atari is in these blocks. And Space Invaders actually stores the shape of the blocks in as RAM, as contiguous blocks of RAM, right? And so, like, this is basically just like, each of these is a byte, like vertically as a byte. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you know, blocks across. And so as you shot up or the enemy shot down through them, it would just take away various bits from these, from this bit of RAM. And so, like, this 8x8 or 8x10 or whatever block is literally a chunk of RAM that represents the status of the Space Invader blocks. And you can, like, if you visualize the RAM, you can just see it there. And to me, that was one of the things that was kind of visceral of, like, oh, like, that is a sensible way of doing it that I would never have, like, just thought of. I mean, I guess I probably would have, because you just stored as an array of, like, 8x8, and so maybe that's just how it would work, even if you weren't intentionally, like, thinking about it that way. But, like, that, I mean, I guess it's just that kind of, like, hadn't occurred to me. So I think that he did that, and then, like, yeah, so you could see that he, like, chopped out parts of the memory with his Minecraft blocks to number them, and then produced, like, these numbers that you can see in them. And I just thought that was such a cool demo of being able to just change these things. And it's a visual representation that I don't often, like, think about, is that you can just, like, visually represent RAM as a block of zeros and ones. And Minecraft blocks are a perfectly reasonable way to do that when you've only got, like, 128 bytes of RAM, like, which is 128 times 8 blocks, right? So it's only 128 blocks across, and 8 blocks tall. So that's what you see in these kind of lines here that he's got. Anyway. Yeah. Okay, sorry. I just had to share that because we were talking about it. Okay. Hello, Stingray Gaming. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, it definitely does. His tall sprite definitely feels more well-rounded. But then again, I think that that's... My weapon, Shooting Star, becomes a supernova, sort of, except I don't have enough life for it. It's a nice theory that it becomes a supernova. In reality, it's still just a yo-yo. God damn it. Ah! Okay, so... Fine. It's all fine. Oh, god damn it! You hopped right in front of me, you stupid yellow robot. Yeah, his tall sprite is probably two... Well, it's one sprite, but it's two, blocks, right? So it's two... I don't know. How do you want to think of that? I don't know how the game engine thinks of it either, so... Alright, I got some ray gun action here. But I'm gonna die, so that's fine. We're gonna try this again. So I've currently got 5 hearts. And so I'm gonna pick up the lower left, right, lower right. Lower right. I'm gonna take the lower right, I'm gonna come through here, I'm gonna find this block thing, and then I'm gonna enter the dungeon with 5 hearts. I mentioned this last time, but one of the things that I don't like about this game is the fact that when you die, you restart with only 3 hearts. That's a thing I don't like in any game that applies to. It's just like a mechanic that I don't enjoy, so... So I adjusted my headroom before I started streaming, but I always forget that when I'm setting everything up, like I sit up and I, tall and everything else like that, and then I come into the actual stream and I totally slouch, so. But yes, Mike's overworld sprite seems a bit like a fatty, but then again, that's how one sprite characters always feel to me. Like, all the Dragon Warrior characters had the same flaw, in my opinion. So. Alright, now I've got enough life that I can walk past these guys. Haha! Ha 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 ha! Alright, let's walk down along the bottom here and hope that we're gonna get something good out of it, which we're not. And do that. And look at that, full life. And that will let me kill green robots from a distance. Thank goodness. Now I just gotta keep absolutely full life. And this is one of the other problems that I oftentimes have with older games. And this is a problem that I've had with Contra as well, right? Is that the vast difference of how difficult a game is when you have full life versus not full life is real problematic in my mind. Zelda has the same thing, like without the shooting sword, it is very difficult to do a lot of things. And so you are, motivated to keep your life at full, but I think beyond the level to which it makes sense, because it just gets to be to the point where it's not really fun when you can't do anything without full life. It means that you're tempted to do like I'm doing now and save state repeatedly. Plus, in this game, you don't even start off with full life when you die, which is really crappy. All right, so we'll go ahead and grab a potion. Great. Fuck. Note to self. Well, I feel like when you die, you should have... I mean, realistically, when I die, I hope that I have full life. I hope I'm, getting some angel wings and checking out heaven and shit, which feels like that's pretty much full life from my perspective. So, I don't know. Maybe your death experience is different than the one that I hope to have, but... Ah! Ah! Everything is terrible. Fuck. Like, this room sucks. It's true that you don't need full life, but because the levels, never, oh, I went way far back. It's like, that feels weird. Why do I have a pill counting down? I didn't pick up a pill in this level, did I? No, you did not. That is from the previous cave section. But yeah, so I appreciate that you don't need full life, but since you can't ever, like, charge up your life at all, with the exception of potions, like, it's not like you have an opportunity to have anything less than, like, either absolutely full, like, you can't recharge your life in a small way. There are effectively no heart drops, so you just have to suffer when you take a hit. I mean, until you die, but then if you die, you still don't get full life. I don't know. It's not a mechanic I like. I don't enjoy it. I think Zelda does the same thing, right? Like, when you die and go back to the beginning in Zelda, you only have 3 hearts. I don't like it there either. That's true. Like, in Zelda, you do have the ferries, so if you're in the overworld, you can always go out to the lake ferry and go that route, which is good. It is definitely an anti-grinding, you know, technique. Fuck. Alright. I don't even know if it's possible to jump all those, but... I mean, my mechanic I like is actually at the Good News Garage here in Cambridge. They've been in Cambridgeport for a long time. It's actually the garage that was started by Click and Clack the Tappet Brothers, which you may have heard of because they hosted a very popular show on NPR for a long time called Car Talk. They actually still run reruns of Car Talk, but it's no longer live because one of the brothers has passed away now. Get out of here, you stupid green robot. Not sponsored by anybody. Sponsored by my lovely sponsors. Like Stingray Gaming. Oh man, people are almost to like 12 months now. I need to like make new sponsor emojis. I don't know when I got my sponsorships, but I think it was pretty close to now. Ugh! Ah! So close. Didn't quite dodge them all, but I was saying it's so close. No, it's not. No, well, so not emojis. It's actually what I meant. I meant the sponsor icons is what I meant. The little NES icons. I only made up to the 6-month one because I knew that I didn't have anyone longer than 6 months when they came out. God damn it! I keep jumping in the same stupid pit. Yeah, I mean, some people are like, you know, Stat has had sponsorships for more than 2 years at this point, so he's fully planned out, but I just did the easiest possible thing, which is why mine look like absolute shit. Like, I just have the red and orange and green and whatever, like, icons, but there's only like there's like 2 people who aren't red, and so it's just not very effective. It's not a very good means of achieving the goal in question. Ow. Fuck you, robot. Oh, god damn it. I hate this room. Shit. I will get through this section with more life than I am succeeding at so far. Alright, first of all, let's do that. Oh, fuck! I also, like, I know that this is, like, intentional to keep you from cheesing the levels or whatever, but I really hate, that, like, when you walk off screen, everything resets. Like, I know that some of it is also like, oh, look, we can get away with, you know, making it less memory we have to store or whatever, but I think it's also, like, I don't even, just store it for one screen. Just one screen I want you to keep it for. Oh, seriously? You can hit me from there? Jesus Christ. But yeah, so I never designed any sponsor badges other than these because red is like, I went with Super Chat colors, and red is the top Super Chat color. Oh, I can do that. Okay. Oh, fuck you, robot. Fuck you. Fuck you. Yeah, so like the one heart drop I've gotten in the past, like, forever is that. And then I got hit again. Great, great! It's just awesome. Alright, so what do I gotta do here? I gotta find something else. Okay, I got a problem here. There is no... And maybe I have to kill all these guys? Which I, like... can't do other than by using the ray gun. Fuck. Ha! Take that, robots. Think you can kill me, but you can't. Alright, there we go. Not sure how I feel about that room, so we may come back to that. But die, Star Wars, attacky widgets. Okay, this looks like a wall I can break. Give me a pill. It's probably just give me a potion bottle. Oh no, it's another fancier ray gun, I guess. Ah, you got me. You got me. I deserved it. Check this out, robot man. How about that, huh? Oh, you can change halfway through. I was hoping at least it would have to pause before like just changing directions, but no. I'm just gonna shoot out a random number of things at you whenever I feel like it because I can just do that. Fuck you. Fuck you. There we go. Okay, electricity, fine, don't care. Well, that was not super effective. Yeah, pills, eat them all. Like, Binding of Isaac actually has the, like, interesting mechanic of actually punishing you for that, right? So, not all pills in Isaac are good, and so you take them, I take them all, I'm a big pill fan, but, you know, the chances that they are gonna do something good for you is definitely probably not as good as you might want it to be. The expected return on investment, not great. Oh no! Fuck! I was actually pretty happy with how I was getting through that room too. And then, nope. That is the end of CPG. Sinking into the electrically coated sea water or something. I don't know. Doesn't really look like water to me. But I think we've learned that on spaceships, circuit boards are clearly water and I should just accept my fate. Okay. Oh! I was gonna say, like, it seems like it always shoots 5 little, like, stars, but then a 6th shot out. So, never mind. Forget that generalization. Let's not pretend I learned anything from about anything. Alright. Screw it. Off we go. Oh god. Oh crap, I have to kill the robots! Okay, so other gun is good. Let's make sure we use that. So far I haven't taken any real damage yet. Yeah, and that's a result of the limited pallets. Oh no! Oh, what the fuck? My ray gun can't go through these things, but their freaking bullets can? What is this? Oh, I guess my ray gun is electricity and their bullets are projectiles. But so what? Does not count. God damn it. Everything is hard. Okay. Probably shouldn't use this ray gun 24/7, but... Oh no, I'm out! What? I feel like this is a trick. There's no gun in here? Hello, Supermodel Gaming! How's it going? I'm confused as to why there was no gun in that room. I feel like there should have been. Oh well. I'll probably have to come back and do a bunch of this stuff again because I didn't toss a good save state, but... Ah, okay. Well, now I know. Oh, another interesting thing, right? So like the pause button shows you like a shorter version of the sprite because they don't want to make him 3 tall, so they just have it be 2 tall. And yeah, okay. Oh, I have to jump. Okay, I have to do this. I have to go here. It's like Frogger. Which I am, by the way, pretty good at. I don't know if I've ever streamed Frogger. I should. Damn it. Yeah, I was trying to figure out, like, if I could get through it without using any potions, because I don't know how many I'm going to need later, so... Stupid grasshopper. Thinks he can just shoot bullets at me. Also, since when do grasshoppers shoot bullets? That feels like... I feel like his main attack should be jumping on me. I mean, I guess he's a space grasshopper, but still. No! No! Oh, I'm so confused. Oh, I'm so confused. Like, I shot him with pretty much every bullet of a ray gun, and that still wasn't enough? God damn it. Yeah, I mean, I generally consider, like, leaked footage from these types of events to be dubious at best. Everyone is really motivated to try to get some kind of scoop in social media, and there isn't... I don't know. It's not to say that there might not be, but it just seems less likely than alternatives. What's this gonna do for me? Oh, okay. So I'm not supposed to kill him. I think, maybe? Okay. Okay, I got it. I got it. Thanks, Yugi. Yep. My walkthrough is... So the walkthrough... I actually... So there's a lot of variety in walkthroughs on GameFAQs. And some of them are good. Some of them are not good. The ones that I like best tend to be the ones that have, like, the least actual game information in them. So they don't tell you exactly, like, why you're doing something or anything else like that. They don't have any extraneous information about the story. They just give you kind of directions. And so, like, that's one of the things that I've really found is I typically tend to go for literally, like, I look for the one with the fewest number of bytes, because I don't want all of the random extra crap, like this guy's, you know, bullets do 27 damage or whatever else like that. Like, that is not the interesting part to me. What is interesting to me... Get out of here. Get out of here! No, don't squish down. There we go. What is interesting to me is, like, the entire story around... It's just, like, knowing which buttons to push, right? Like, go through this wall. Like, I don't need an explanation of what's special about this wall, or the story about the UFO, or anything else like that. Like, I just want to get through and get through this and understand and not worry about, you know, like, understanding it or whatever, so. Alright, we beat the second room of the UFO. What comes next? Well, there is a block over in the upper left area that we want to get, a second magic cube. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much I trust, like, leaked images like that, so I would wait before I get my hopes up, personally. The biggest thing about that is just, like, stuff like that is so easy to fake these days. It has become really straightforward to provide realistic looking, you know, leaked screenshots of things, because photo manipulation and image manipulation are now trivial and straightforward, and rendering things like that isn't hard, so... So, by the way, hello Mr. 32, hello Proto Sam, hello Matthew Kelly, and everybody else who's here. I am, as always, the Chris who plays games, playing retro games every Monday and Friday at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Today we are playing the final chapters of StarTropics. We're just wrapping up Chapter 7 once we navigate our way through this maze, and then we will be moving on to Chapter 8, which I guess starts off with a boss fight at the very beginning. So, yeah. This weekend, I have done very little. I did actually sort through a bunch of old video recordings. So I had, like, my videos folder just had, like, hundreds of files that I'd recorded in OBS in no particular rhyme or reason. So I fixed that, and I actually found out that I have recordings of something along the lines of 75, 78, 79 CPG rants that I have. I've only uploaded... I feel a strange power flowing into myself. My life level is fully increased. Yes! Look at that! Hello, Mark! But yeah, so I finally sorted through all of those. Of course, I tossed them all up onto Google Drive as a backup, and Google Drive helpfully imported them to Google Photos for me, and Google Photos helpfully provided me a 2-minute trimmed down clip of, like, a bunch of different CPG rants, which ends up looking pretty funny. So if we, I think, if I do assistant, it's in here somewhere. Yeah, here we go. So this is what Google will do for me whenever I upload a bunch of CPG rants, is it will do this, like, 1.5-minute long, like, supercut of CPG rants. So you can see that I've got a shirt on there with a volunteering, like, thumbs up. I don't know why I pulled a Dr. Mario screen. There's another shot in the same place wearing the same jacket with a purple shirt. So that's at least 2 CPG rants that it pulled from. That's a third with the green shirt and the bedroom. Fourth with the red shirt back in front of the bookcases. Fifth with the don't or you may step on the soils of many countries upstairs. Sixth, that's wearing my YouTube shirt, I think. Seventh, that looks like a different day. Eighth, I'm clearly wearing a hoodie there. Ninth, wearing a hoodie with a different color shirt. 10th, wearing the orange shirt. 11th, I'm wearing my my gray, like, 2-layer shirt. This might be the same day, but it looks a little bit different, so I'm gonna go with 12th. We're just back to red shirt here. 13th. 14th, I'm wearing my AS15169 shirt from 2017. 15th, 16th, that green shirt is just a green shirt. 17th, we're back downstairs when Alicia is probably back from college or something like that. Again, wearing my Google over like sweater shirt. 19th, I'm back in the office and you got a cat in the background. I think that's the same shirt. 20th, I'm wearing the light red shirt instead of the dark red shirt. And you'll notice that it takes cuts from a couple of like 2 or 3 cuts from a lot of these. But yeah, so 20 different CPG rants edited together, sort of like a training montage look. So, so usually I rant at 11 o'clock. I don't know if I'll have a rant tonight. On Friday, I tried to do a rant. I said, give me a topic for ranting, and nobody really gave me any topic to rant about. So we'll see if that ends up working out differently tonight. Or maybe I'll just finish up StarTropics in the next 20 minutes, and then I won't be streaming at 11 o'clock at night. Okay, so now I have all of my life levels, which is great. And now for the last magic cube with one small problem. The UFO is moving. It's not an earthquake. You're on a UFO, dude. Like, if a giant UFO that you are wandering around inside on starts shaking like an earthquake, do you think that maybe the reason is because you're in a UFO that's taking off? But yes, I have full life. I have gotten the second cube. I'm now on a spaceship that is leaving Earth and flying through space. So this is good. The alien spaceship is circling the Earth. Hurry up and find the last magic cube. I mean, to be fair, the dolphins were speaking in dolphin language. I just had a translator on my ship that would speak to them. Wait a second. Why do I only have 3 hearts now? Oh no, my head is aching. I jam bananas in my ears. Get out of my mind, alien scum. Maybe I only had 3 hearts. No, yeah, seriously? That feels problematic. Oh, great. Like, I mean... Okay, sorry, I should have saved past all this, like, flying over the Earth thing. That's super shitty. Yeah, so the, yeah, I only have 3 hearts. No beer tonight. I didn't feel like it. I hear an evil voice. Ha ha ha. I am the Prime Invader, Zoda. Come on, try and defeat me. You'll be defeated like the Argonians. We'll destroy you. Ha ha. Come on, Mike. Come on. Ha ha. Your head is aching. You jam bananas in your ears. I shout, get out of my mind, alien scum. I do feel like he should get out of my mind, but also give me back my hearts. But apparently he doesn't agree on that. Ugh. It's unclear to me if when he is shooting the eyeballs, if I can actually even hit him, or if I can only hit him in the early part when he's flying around having not yet shot the eyeballs. Well, at least he's red and blinking now. Oh shit! It's an alien! Okay, well... Yeah, I mean, I think it's a little bit concerning that he's shooting his eyeballs at me, but not super concerning. Alright, yellow robot. Okay, so that part at least is not too bad. I assume that if I were to die and not have save states here, I'd have to go back and fight the boss again, but since I have save states, not relevant. Screw you! Oh no. I withdraw my complaint. Just gonna keep on walking. Oh god! Shit. Hello, Brad Pritchard! Alright, so what am I gonna do here? Go back here. Nice job, Supermodel. I finished Rise of the Tomb Raider off-stream today. Which I have been playing for a while. I guess there's a new Tomb Raider game coming soon, which I did not actually know, but Steam was wise enough to inform me, as someone who has played both the new Tomb Raider and Rise of the Tomb Raider for at least a little bit, so that's kind of cool. His real name is internet celebrity Brad Pritchard, here to join us. Brad Pritchard has been playing Dragon Quest VIII recently, I think. Some kind of Dragon Quest. It's got a number in it. It's got a lot of parts at the moment. Ugh! Okay, this is perfect. I don't know what you're talking about. Everything's fine. What am I supposed to do here? Not that. I'll tell you that much. Oh no! Yellow robot, stay away! Oh no! Fuck. Oh, destroy the purple thing. Well, that would make sense. It's a totally sensible feature request, but... There we go. No! I took too many hits! Ah! I guess I could use the ray gun instead, but... Be out of line with my plan to desperately cheat my way to glory. Take care, Aurora! Have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, so yeah, it's Labor Day weekend, and what did I do? I did not participate in any labor protests like I should have. In fact, I even went to a place where I probably should have been protesting the labor practices in some way, shape, or form, because my lovely wife and I went out to IHOP for dinner tonight. I was just protesting the fact that their, wait staff were utterly delayed, but we still tip well because, it's rude. It's rude not to tip just because someone sucks at service. Guy with the hat and everything. Well, I very rarely wear my hat to a store, so it's probably not me. That's all I can really say. Alright, so let's go ahead and do that. Oh no! Another robot! Shit. Grab that. Fuck. Yeah, I think protesting IHOP visits is reasonable. Also expecting good service from IHOP. I'm really digging my own grave there, so... God damn it! Yeah, I don't blame him, because that wasn't me. I mean, IHOP is fine. IHOP is just generally, like, not very good food. So my shit talk about IHOP is mostly in jest. I mean, IHOP is where we go because it's fast, it's easy, and it's convenient. It is very useful when Jess is too hungry to decide what she wants to eat. It's a very useful place to go to resolve that problem, so... Ah! It's cheap, it's convenient, and it's close by. I mean, I guess convenient and close by are kind of synonymous in this case, but... Oh, fuck. I don't want to jump down that hole. Alright. Fuck. But yeah, so the rant will be about, in about... Oh, I was peeking again. In about, 30 minutes, I will ask people what the rant should be about, and then people will pick. They'll be like, ah, you should rant about this, and then I will listen to them and rant about whatever they tell me to. Fuck! I don't think we have a lumberjack here in the United States, though, so... That's like saying, like, Tim Hortons is better than Starbucks. Like, that's fine, but since I can't go to Tim Hortons, that's not really relevant to me. God damn it. Everyone will get a vote on the rant when it comes to be rant time. In the meantime, it's just gonna be me talking about whatever I feel like. One thing that did come up in my Twitter feed this week was a thread from one of the people that I have worked with before on doing content moderation here on the internet. So a person that I have followed for a long time was an administrator on LiveJournal. And so she and I worked together briefly on the LiveJournal abuse team. Where she ran basically all of LiveJournal support mechanisms, which of course included the abuse prevention mechanisms. And I was one of the people who helped out with that way back in the day. And she was responding to I don't know where to go here. Do I go this way? Okay. And she was responding to a thread about content moderation and Mastodon. And one of the things that was brought up recently is in response to Will Wheaton getting kicked off of the Mastodon instance that he was hosted on, was that a lot of these administrators on Mastodon instances are completely unprepared for the terrible things that are dealing with abuse on the internet. So the Mastodon server operator who kicked off Will Wheaton, you know, he got like, I don't know, 60 abuse reports in a day or something along those lines. And so he kicked Will off of his little Mastodon platform, his federated server or whatever. So I guess maybe I can just actually grind out hearts here, which feels good, and like the only part of the game where I've ever found that to be the case. So we'll do that. All right. There we go. But yeah, so Will Wheaton is a relatively well-known dude. He was on Star Trek way back when as Wesley Crusher, and has been doing a bunch of nerdy online-iness ever since then. He had a show on YouTube called Tabletop, which was actually my introduction to long-form unscripted content on YouTube, and is the reason why I upgraded from Comcast, or from DSL to a cable internet subscription back in, I don't know, some year. Where did I save that? I think it was here. There we go. But he had a reputation from being on Twitter of so he ran a block list. Block list is basically like you publicly list, you know, I am blocking these channels and other people can subscribe to it with a piece of software that allows them to subscribe to the people you block. And he kind of subscribed to, he created this list and said like, hey, if you want to block harassing people on the internet, subscribe to my list. The problem with that was that he ended up including someone else's like known, like his, like a block list was included inside of his, which included a bunch, which just blocked a bunch of trans people because the person who created the list he imported was a transphobe. And so he ended up with this block list that he was encouraging other people to use, but that ended up blocking a lot of trans people. Now, I don't think that that was the intentional goal, but it was pretty clear in the community that this was a thing that would happen, and when people tried to talk to him about it, he would block them. Which of course is not exactly engaging with attempting to resolve the harm that you're doing. And people tell stories about how, you know, I am a Patreon creator or an artist or whatever else like that. I got added to Will Wheaton's list and suddenly like nobody saw me anymore because he had hundreds of thousands or tens of thousands or maybe hundreds of thousands of people subscribing to his list, and therefore impacted by it. So when he would block somebody, it would have the impact of having not just him, but a huge chunk of his fan base blocking people. And if, for example, what you do is create, you know, Star Trek art or something like that, Star Trek fanfic or something, like that's the type of thing that can be a real problem. So he recently abandoned Twitter as a result of Twitter's decision to not ban Alex Jones from his site and moved over to Mastodon. Mastodon is a federated Twitter clone. So the idea is you can run your own thing in the same way like an email server works, right? So like anyone can run their own email server. So I can be crschmidt at crschmidt.net and I can host that email server on my server, or I can be crschmidt at crschmidt.net and have Google host that for me, etc., etc. So that Mastodon is like a social network built in the style of Twitter, but using some of the approaches of federated software that like email would use. But as anyone who tries to run their own email server can tell you, running an email server sucks because email has been entirely taken over by like spam and phishing and abuse and other things like that. And centralized platforms like Twitter and Facebook have centralized abuse teams that can take down content, that can remove it after the fact. And while there's a lot of cases where people are like, oh, I don't like the way this policy works, it does mean that you can actually do something about the bad stuff on Twitter. Or Facebook or YouTube or anywhere else. And so, but yeah, so some people are joining Mastodon instances. Mastodon is a federated thing, so you can join multiples of them. But a lot of these servers at this point, because it's largely a new technology that doesn't have a huge amount of uptake and where there's not a profit model like there is on Twitter or these other sites, are just like volunteers who are moderating instances. And just like if you're a volunteer who is running your own email server with tens of thousands of users on it, it can be very easy if someone starts to use your email server to send spam or abusive content or anything else like that, to just say like, look, I don't want to deal with this. Like, this is not how I want to spend my time. And so if someone were to report to me like, hey, you know, this person you gave an email to on crschmidt.net is like sending a bunch of spam with it, then I would, you know, turn around and I would turn off their access. Like, it doesn't make sense to me to try and do that. Unfortunately, people are joining Mastodon and thinking it's like Twitter, where they'll have some, you know, fair treatment or whatever else like that, that this isn't just a hobbyist thing. And the other problem, of course, is that the reports that you're going to get as problems are not just people being spiteful, but are also people who are, like, actively engaging in putting bad content on the internet. So, you know, whether it's, you know, gore, or whether it's child porn, or whether it's anything else like that, like, these things actually really exist, and they really do need moderation to deal with them. And so these individual owners of these federated instances have had no training, and the tools are garbage. Like, this guy got like 60 reports, or someone said like, if I got 60 reports, like, it would take me like an hour and a half to deal with them. Like, I can't deal with these reports that quickly, and it's just super annoying. So like, what is my motivation to do this? And the answer is, of course, you don't have any motivation to do it. So yeah. So that's shitty. It is shitty to be in a situation where, like, this federated system, which people are selling as better, has, like, a different set of problems that you're not prepared for to your centralized service. Yeah, well, because you've got, like, the multiple enemies, you've got the boss, you've got the yo-yo and the projectile from the yo-yo. The boss is at least 2, maybe 3 sprites across, plus him shooting out, like, up to 4 of these things at the same time. So yeah, definitely is very visible. Yeah, the one-hit kill kind of sucks, but I understand. He's a giant alien. He's jumping on top of me. Like, that's gonna hurt. I just need to not be standing right next to him. It's my own choice. Ah! So Stingray, so what he did is not close down the server, but instead he, like, just banned the user who was creating spam. Or in this case, it was so the reason that he was getting reports is basically because, like, he switched over to Mastodon, and a bunch of people said, like, fuck no, like, I'm not happy with you being here. You destroyed the LGBT community on Twitter because you were sloppy in the way that you presented this content, and I don't want to have you destroying, like, the new space that I have found where I can engage with people in a way that is more safe from attacks and bigots and other stuff like that, as the same way that you did on Twitter. So they, like, with, you know, a bunch of reports, the server administrator said, you know what, like, okay, he's getting reported for this, and I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to be a party to that, so I'm just gonna, like, remove him from the server. So now that person's gone, but of course, like, if your account is gone, then your account is gone. There's no real recourse. You're just up to the implementation of Supermodel. You need to take a chill pill. So you're gonna have like 5 minutes to think about what you're saying before you, and when you come back, I would recommend not telling me what to do. I'm usually pretty chill, but you have gone above and beyond in the annoying telling me what to do category for the day. I am not King of the Pirates. So yeah, in my case, if I was like taking in a bunch of those reports, I'd be like, look, I would probably be trying to evaluate them and consider whether I thought that they were an indication of actual harm or an indication of future harm, or like what is the actual intent here, and have a conversation with the person that was affected, right? Like that's what it, like ideally you would be able to apply empathy to every situation. But I also realized that when you've got, you know, when you're running a server with thousands of people, it becomes really hard to do that. I mean, Livestream Alerts had, at its peak, only had like 1,500 weekly active users, and it was still enough that I was constantly dealing with people who were losing their passwords or forgetting that they had to log in with their usernames and not their email addresses or other things like that, and it became very hard to be empathetic, and that's like a much less important service to people, or rather the number of people to whom it was an important service was much lower. So I totally understand that like engaging and providing empathy for these things is really hard. It's one of the things that I think is really the most difficult thing for any large service provider to do, is to find ways to create and deal. Yeah, I like how even with just like the two guys, him and me, you can still see the sprite limits causing the flickering on the sprites. Alright, let's go ahead and... God damn, this guy is fucking hard. Oh! I did so much decent damage to him, too. I was actually feeling pretty good about that one. Ah! Yeah, Zoda is not a friendly alien, it turns out. Anyway, yeah, so it's not clear to me, like, the whole context is lost on me, but it is clear that what Will Wheaton did by creating a block list, that it was perceived by the LGBT community had a negative impact on them, and I don't disagree, I just don't know the specifics. You know, what he did was burn those bridges. And when you come back into a community, what you're going to see is brigading, you're going to see, like, bad takes, unless you are to somehow atone for your mistakes. If you somehow come back and apologize and say, like, look, I fucked up, my hope is that at some point people come back and say, okay, like, you fucked up and you've done something to atone for it. In reality, I think in this case, one of the things that people feel is that he literally took away people's livelihoods. And if you take away people's livelihoods, you should expect that that is going to have it's going to take more to fix. And sometimes that's going to be like literally just cash. Sometimes it's going to be like a really heartfelt apology and some attempt to, you know, atone for your sins in some way or another. I don't know if that's, you know, doing more work to promote people's content who was affected, or if that's, you know, something else along those lines. I don't know what it looks like, but I think that he never did that. He didn't engage in good faith with the people who felt like his actions negatively impacted them. He kind of just ignored it. And like I said, as far as I've read, when called out on it, his primary response was to block the people calling him out on it, which is always pretty much the worst way to go. But beyond that, I think what it shows is that the moderation tools on these Mastodon instances are junk. And I think that's a much more serious problem than any individual case of a moderator doing a good thing or a bad thing, which is that if the moderation tools are junk, the moderation is going to be junk. If dealing with 60 reports that are all kind of on the same things requires, you know, more than a couple of minutes, then you are in real trouble whenever you're dealing with like bulk reports and mass, when you're dealing with these things. And the reality is that with no money, it is hard to imagine how you build a moderation technique that is going to scale. Like, this is one of the things that LiveJournal somehow did, was get volunteers to do their support for them. Like, it was a for-profit website that many of us were paying to use, and we decided that we were going to be its abuse team. That we were going to be the folks who worked to keep the site, you know, clean of child porn and other stuff like that. And so yeah, I have been in a position of reviewing extremely gross imagery, and child porn and abuse reports and bullshit copyright complaints and real copyright complaints and all kinds of things like that, in response to like, you know, threats of suicide and other things like that. And without a team of people like helping me deal with that, it would have been impossible for me to like know how I should deal with that. And even with a team, you know, who were really experienced and were expert and were working together, which is something that most Mastodon instances don't have, it was still the case that I think Ross said 75% of new recruits washed out within 3 months. People just can't deal with it. And so, like, I don't know how that's going to scale. I don't know how you do scale that. And in fact, it's one of the primary things I think is true of all of these platforms. It's the reason that their moderation is oftentimes so lackluster. I mean, sometimes it's explicit decision making, but a lot of times, a lot of the mistakes that come from the fact that like they are limited by not being large profit-making enterprises that have a lot of money to spend on this. And so, you know, people always talk about the fact that like YouTube doesn't make any money profit or whatever else like that. So, like that's a hard thing to imagine. Like, how do you take a site that makes no money, that has no reward available for having people help out in moderating it, and convince them to moderate it? Like, what's the trick you use? What techniques do you use? So, and how do you, and if you're going to use volunteers, how do you train and build a set of guidelines, a set of tools that will allow those volunteers to do the right thing, even when dealing with, frankly, the terribleness of the internet? It's one of the things that I've always found most interesting is that, like, Zuckerberg and I are about the same age. I think he's 1 year younger than I am. And it has always amazed me that he seemed to never learn that the internet is a terrible fucking place. Like, that seems to be a lesson that Zuckerberg never like got to see, and I don't understand how, because like in the era of the internet that I grew up in, I learned pretty early on that the internet is a terrible place, and the fact that he has somehow missed it is still just shocking to me. I don't know how he did it. Alright, so you're gonna do that, and I'm gonna come over here. Ah! I wanted to walk by him. Anyway, so in short, content moderation is hard. Volunteer content moderation is nigh on impossible. Federated services are not inherently better for protecting you from the abuses of a centralized web service, because you only have to convince one guy who's managing content for, you know, a small number of people to kick someone off before they're gone, rather than having to convince the bureaucracy and bullshit that exists in a major content hosting provider. So it's just something to think about. For those who think a lot about social networks and the federated nature of Mastodon and other things like it, which I assume of the people who are here is just me. I can't imagine that anyone else gives a single lick of care about what I'm talking about, or for the most part even has any idea what I'm talking about, but it's an interesting topic to me, and so you get to deal with it, as is the case here so often on the Chris Plays Games channel. Why can't I shoot him in the head from here? Like, look, I'm clearly hitting him in the head, but no, that doesn't count. Fuck. Ah! Yeah, so Mark, it took me a while to figure out what the fuck was going on. There was an article I read from somebody this weekend which summed up some of it, and then like another Twitter thread that I saw that gave me some more context. So I saw the, like, here's the technical aspects of what happened go by, and then later I saw the, like, here is why a bunch of people were really upset and were, you know, brigading him for his previous behavior. Which was, you know, like, I don't know if he did anything particularly problematic on Twitter or on Mastodon specifically, or if it's mostly remnants of other things. It is clear to me that, according to other things I've read, he did engage in reporting people he felt were being abusive, but he also has a really strict and narrow definition of abuse, as many people do, but, you know, shut up Wesley is something that he considers to be abuse, and I understand how he got there, because it is a term that has been used as a bullying attack on him for so often, but I also understand that by most people's definition, that probably wouldn't meet their definition of, you know, abuse, so. But yeah, basically it comes down to, in the short term, you know, these, like, brigading and social media writing campaigns and other things like that are going to be what you're going to deal with. And this is actually something that I have, you know, has been brought up before. I brought this up, you know, back in 2016, that it was clear that Mastodon was not taking, like, an abuse-first approach to how it was considering its tools for dealing with online harassment. And I was really concerned that that meant that they were not going to be prepared to deal with it when it came to be a real thing. And I am completely unsurprised that this ends up being the case. It turns out that if you don't build your community and tools to take into account abuse as a first and foremost issue, then you're going to have real problems when abuse becomes the norm. Which it always does, because the internet is a terrible place. Yep. Yeah, the hard part of a social media service is entirely the fact that there are people who use it. Alright, we'll grab that heart, or star, so we can get hearts, whatever. Fuck! Fuck, 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 fuck! Okay, we're fine, we're fine. He didn't jump on me. I can take the hearts, I can take the damage. Just gotta avoid getting stomped on. Just gonna wander over here, drop a save state. Now, I think luckily it sounds like Mastodon has not yet been subject to some of the worst of the internet. You know, LiveJournal was around for long enough. I mean, LiveJournal had, when I joined, 500,000 users, and I think, you know, around the peak of when I was volunteering as a support person, had something along the lines of 1 million, like, active monthly users, and 1 million active monthly users is a lot. And I don't think that there's any Mastodon instance which is anywhere near that. I think there was like 6 million users, like registered users at the time, on LiveJournal. So, and a lot of Mastodon accounts, because I know they crossed like 1 million registered accounts at some point relatively recently. And a lot of Mastodon accounts are people who registered it, like me, like registered it, used it for a little while maybe, and then kind of went back to Twitter or wherever they came from. It's one of the biggest problems with building a social network as like alternative to other social networks, which is one of the problems of VidMe, is you get kind of this like weird eclectic group. You get some of the people who've been kicked off legitimately, but some of the people have been kicked off for terrible reasons. So hello, Carlos Ramon. Yeah, in this case, Mastodon is the web service that is a federated alternative to Twitter, which has been. Hey! I got him! I think. Zoda is dead. Good lord, that was difficult. Wait, I'm confused. I skipped a boss. I have no time. I'm going as fast as I can. Stop interrupting me when I'm trying to walk, you stupid text boxes. I have no time. Yeah, I know I have no time because you keep interrupting me. I've got the last magic cube. Hooray. I shout, I've got it, because that's gonna work. I do like that the cubes are all, like, fixed there. I guess the spaceship just blew up because I got the last cube? That feels suboptimal. Oh no! I drowned! Well, that feels like a shitty end. Oh, okay. Dolphin Man saved me. Thanks, Green Dolphin. And I couldn't even understand them because I didn't have my submarine translating for me. Welcome back. Congratulations. Is there like a credit scene? Can I show you how to use a yo-yo sometimes? No, I only know how to use, like, ray guns. Oh no, I've got bananas in my ears still. Let's celebrate with some cola. Hi, Mike, you've done it. Yes, I have. That's true. Mike, you've returned. I have the 3 magic cubes. I knew you could do it. Yes. The monsters have disappeared from the islands. Our island is forever indebted to you. Circuits indicate success. Circuits indicate success. I've done it. I risked life and limb. I almost gave up my quest. I battled a hero like a hero under the Southern Cross. Now let's join the 3 magic cubes together. Alright, let's do that. You join the 3 magic cubes. That's not joining. Oh, there we go. Hey, it's making like a Cubert thing. There were times when I almost gave up on my quest. There was a time. I would have definitely given up without save states. So there's that. That's not annoying at all. Something is happening. Wow, they're kids. Who are they? Oh, that one speaks. Listen. Hi, I'm Princess Mika, daughter of the Argonian leader, Hirokon. We 7 boys and girls are the last beings from the planet Argonia. 20 years ago, when our planet was about to be destroyed, we were placed in time-frozen magic cubes and sent to this planet. Our planet no longer exists. So wait a second. There were 7 of them, but there's only 3 cubes. So is it like 3 and 3 and 1? Was it like 2 and 2 and 3? Like, was it boys on one side, girls on the other side, princess in the middle? Like, how did this go? My father Hirokon told me to live in peace with the people of planet Earth. Hi, I'm Mike. We'll find you a home. That doesn't sound like what would happen. Like, if we look at the nationalism and other things like that going on, I feel like if some weird elf things arrived out of cubes, we would probably just murder them. So... You saved more than cubes. You saved a whole race from extinction. Mika, many kids live on the islands. I know the chief will welcome you here. I mean... maybe... You'll be happy living here under the Southern Cross. Tonight is the party. It'll be a great feast for all. We are pleased. You are so kind. I'm hungry. Is that a banana cream pie? Hey, anybody want to go fishing? Let's go. I don't know, I feel like some hot people have gotten murdered for some pretty shitty reasons. Oh look, it's the sea island you were talking about. I have successed! The end! Hooray! I did it. Yeah, Brad, you missed yesterday's stream where you learned that what I was actually trying to do was find 3 cubes, so that was the trick. G. Takeda was the screenwriter. I wonder who the English translator was, because frankly, I have some complaints about the punctuation throughout much of this game, but I guess that's a minor complaint. So for those who were not here on yesterday, one thing we did talk about is this game was never released in Japan. The reason that this game was actually made was because Nintendo of Japan had found out that US customers were not buying their Japanese RPGs. So this game was intentionally American. So like drinking Coke, restoring your life, yo-yos, baseball bats, ray guns, these were all things that were very much in the US you know, nomenclature or idea or whatever else like that at the time, compared to the Japanese culture, which was different, I guess. So yep, I streamed yesterday. I did a special stream, announced it on Discord and Twitter, and I played through 2 hours of this. So we played through chapters 4, 5, and 6 yesterday, chapter 7 and 8 today. It does seem like had I done... I don't know how long I streamed yesterday, and if I would have been able to finish this tonight had I not. But my goal was, since today was a holiday, I knew I could sneak in an extra stream, and I knew that if I did not, it would definitely be rough to end this one up. But it does seem like I did 2 hours of streaming yesterday, so if I'd done 2 hours tonight followed by this, I finished this in an hour and a half, we actually could have wrapped this up by not too late at night, but, what is that? There was a weird angry girl on the screen, I don't know why. Cool pictures, I guess. I will say a lot of the like still art that they've actually done really nice gradients and other stuff like that. I don't think that was me. No, I was the one riding the thing. Oh yeah, so another interesting thing, which some of you didn't know, in order to do part of the game, you had to tune into a specific frequency, and the way you found that frequency is you took the the game box included a letter that you had to soak in water in order to reveal the number, which was 747 megahertz. And the reason they included that was apparently as an anti-renting technique. So because at the time there was a tendency to like not give out all the game materials in the box and everything else like that, by only having that letter available as the way to proceed in the game, they could make it so you couldn't beat the game if you rented it. So I thought that's an interesting little tidbit. Robot shooting things. I mean, I think oh, that was me dressed up like a girl in Chicola. That was from this. Okay. I forgot. I was like, I tweeted about that last week, and then I remembered that that was this game, so... Yeah, so in total, with all of my save stating, which is totally cheating, I spent 3 hours on this on Monday, 2 hours on it, 5 hours on it over the total, plus an hour and a half today, means that I beat the game in about 6.5 hours, so not too bad. Not too shabby. Alright, so, it's not even 11 o'clock yet, so we'll play a little bit of something else, but I kind of called tonight an early night because Julie's first day of school is tomorrow, and I'm going to get up in the morning and get stuff ready for her, and I have to vote tomorrow, and other stuff like that. So we're not going to stay up until 1:15, but I'll probably put in another hour or so. In the short term, you should think about titles, subjects you want for a CPG rant. So tell me what you want to hear about in the CPG rant of the evening, and beyond that, I'm going to pick a game that is something. We're gonna play Ice Climbers, which I know is probably nobody's favorite game, but I don't care. Ice Climber, Ice Climber. Alright, so we got annoying siblings as one topic. And I am open to others. I didn't realize that the Ice Climbers had left Smash Brothers, so there you go. Shows what I know. Ah. CPG ranting about IHOP. Alright, we can do that. So we got IHOP, we got annoying siblings. Oh, dead. There's nothing about his home maintenance that was a problem. The fact that concrete steps are slippery when wet is not something that is caused by poor maintenance. It's just a reality of concrete. I'm gonna rant about whatever I feel like. I'm just looking, I'm thinking about more I'm accepting topics, and I will pick one at the end of it. I mean, that's something I believed about supermodels for a long time, Soy Bomb. I'm sure not all of them are, but, like, it's just gonna be my general assumption that a lot of supermodels tend to be an entitled bunch, and this particular supermodel does not seem to be an exception to that presumed rule that I've made up that probably has no bearing or basis in reality. Serena Williams is a good topic as well. I could go with that. But yes, in about 7 minutes I will make the decision about which thing I want to rant about of the choices that I'm given. Shoot. I died. I guess the part of the reason why I think of supermodels as being, like, stuck up is because of the, like, the very name kind of makes it seem that way, right? Like, I don't call myself, like, super computer programmer. So the super in the name kind of, it gives this sense of holier than thou built right into it. Now, I have no idea, like, who decides who is a supermodel? Like, Superman clearly isn't deciding it, but... I will admit that supermodels cannot be replaced by just a coat hanger. You'd also have to have, like, a form that it could be on, so, you know. Like a mannequin. Replaced by a mannequin, I think, is a better way of putting that. Yeah, so, like, you know, so I know that things have, like, there's supervisors and superintendents, but, I mean, the super, I guess the super is actually the same root in all of those cases, right? Which is, like, top. Like, a supervisor is the head overseer, a superintendent is the head of that part of the organization, so it makes some sense. I'm not sure that supermodels are just really good models either, though. Is I guess what I'm saying there. Oh no! I failed. Come back, bird! No! Bird! No! I lost. God damn it. I mean, what's the classification? Is there like a mega model? Is there like a, you know, a basic model? Like, where does the lines come from in supermodels? That's what I don't really understand. So that's what we really need to dig into here. We need to go all the way in and see where does the supermodel term come from. Speaking of modeling, in a different way, one of the cool things that Facebook has been advertising to me recently are these, like, animation suits that allow you to do, like, real-time rigging. So you set up a like, you have a person wearing this, like, fancy suit, and then you just, like, look at them with a camera, and then you can rig it directly to your character models in Unreal Engine or something along those lines. Super cool looking. So they've got, like, a person walking around in this suit, and then it does, like, real-time rigging directly into Unreal Engine. So you can see the net effect of your mocap live, which is neat. I mean, so, like, we've got internet celebrity Brad Pritchard right here, and he's often modeling, you know, the latest in, you know, men's grunge wear for the Chinese set for us. So, is he a supermodel? He's reached a celebrity status. Yeah, that's right. I don't want to pay for the supermodel. I really just, like, have to have the low-end model, if that's okay. I think Claudia Schiffer was one of the people who came to, like, a YouTube event at some point, which was weird because, like, she didn't... So there's some supermodel who actually has, like, a program to teach girls to code or something like that that she advertises through YouTube and, like, these kind of STEM advocacy programs. And so she was kind of, like, it was kind of neat. It wasn't that impressive, but... That's right. Xanadu gamer celebrity. I mean, I think Soy, you've had probably the highest concurrence of, like, Brad, myself, Stingray, or you when you got the Romanian Pizza Raider, right? So I think my highest ever is like 250, but I think you had like thousands or something at some point. So. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Ah. Okay, so we've got Serena Williams, we've got IHOP, we've got annoying siblings. Yeah, well, so views are not necessarily going to be... Oh no. Well, okay. Thanks, Giant Polar Bear, for allowing me to get past that hard part with only losing 1 life. Like, if people open the stream, say one thing, and then leave, you know, I don't know if YouTube is going to count that as a real view anyway, so... Views are supposed to indicate that the person had an intention of watching the content, which in the case of spammers doesn't necessarily line up very well. The answer is that nobody knows. And when I say nobody knows, I don't mean like people at YouTube know and like people outside YouTube don't know. What I mean is actually like, no, nobody knows. Like it's not some set of rules, it's a combination of a whole series of things that there's absolutely no way to know or influence. Well, that's unfortunate. I don't know where I'm supposed to go from here. Ah, that's it. Because it's all based on, like, machine learning and, like, oh, these are good and these are bad and we're going to train to do this thing and that thing or something else like that, most likely. So, alright, cool. So that game, that rounds out our play here. Nope, that's the wrong button. That's the right button. Yeah, see, this is the wrong button. This is the right button. You can tell because, see, like, this hat says Google on it, and this hat does not. So, you know, that's the way you tell. Is it okay or not? Got to take off the glasses. The key reason you take off the glasses is because when I look into your eyes, otherwise you'll get reflection of the screen and everything else like that. You won't see my eyes. You won't see my eyes. And that's the most important part of the CPG rant, is that I am staring into your soul. That I am staring into... Yeah, okay. I wanted to move that a little bit away because I know I get shouty during my rants, and so, yeah. There is absolutely no way that IHOP offers a better food eating experience than Waffle House. I'm the Chris who plays games, and this is your CPG rant of the evening. Waffle House provides excellent food for a low price. It provides it in a diner-style setting that is fast and easily accessible. IHOP and their mix of trying to make burgers and pancakes and other things like that is in no way acceptable as an alternative to the Waffle House. However, as someone who lives in the north, I'm stuck with IHOP as my only weird breakfast kind of cheapy food-related option. I have no option to eat at Waffle House here in Massachusetts. It is absolutely the case that if there were a Waffle House, I would be there 4 times as much as I am at IHOP. Now, granted, I only go to IHOP like once every 4 months, so this would not exactly be all that often, but it would probably actually be the restaurant I go to more than anything else, because Waffle House is actually pretty damn good. And the ability to just go get a waffle any time of the day, a good waffle, and not one of these thick-ass, like, giant Belgian waffles. I don't want your thick-ass waffle. I want a skinny waffle with lots of little holes made in a small waffle iron that I can put a bunch of syrup in and have it soak into all the little things. When I was a kid, I loved doing that. I loved pouring my syrup over the entire pancake and filling in the entire waffle and filling in every little hole. That was my favorite part of eating breakfast, was being able to fill in all the waffle holes. I can't do that at freaking IHOP, because what are you gonna do? You're gonna get one of these giant Belgian waffles with like 8 segments in the entire thing? Like, I don't want that. I don't want to have like a 1/4-inch thick deep pile of syrup. Like, that's not my goal. I want little buckets that I can fill all the way with syrup and then slather some butter on it and have the most unhealthy and delicious breakfast out there. That's what I want from my breakfast option. But no, I've got to go to IHOP because I live in the north. I'm north of the Mason-Dixon aka Waffle House IHOP line, and so I'm stuck with that option. Now, I will say that it is good to have options. It's good to have IHOP as an option. It is oftentimes fast. It's a place to get breakfast food. Like, the food is mostly edible. It gives me the sometimes it bothers my stomach. Let's just go with that. But it is still the case that IHOP can be a very useful thing. My lovely wife is a fan of IHOP, not because the food is great, but because it gives her something that she always knows that she can eat, and it's going to be consistently bad the same way, and you're not going to have to like try and guess what you want. You go in, you order a short stack of pancakes, you get your food 10 minutes later, you pay 15 minutes later, and you're out of there. It's a 20-minute dining experience, and you have no problems during the entire entire thing, and you can be in and out and as little time as possible. It's only like a 2-3 mile drive away, and you can get there pretty quick for us. If you are very hungry and just want something to eat, IHOP can be a good approach to get calories into your stomach so that you stop being hangry. And this is a real problem for me. I am a person who gets hangry. I do it, I know it, and I'm sorry, but it is a thing that happens. Now, when I'm hangry, do I really want IHOP? No, I don't, but I will take it over not eating, which is another thing that I often do. Another thing that I will sometimes do is that I will eat, like, shitty non-food all day. Like, my desk right now has Sour Patch Kids, Skittles, and beef jerky on it as, like, things that I ate today for a meal. Like, that's not a meal, that's not food, that's just, like, calories. And calories are good, but at the end of the day, you've got to eat something slightly more nutritious. It's hard for me to call IHOP nutritious. Like, have you seen those like, oh my god. So not only do they have syrups. I don't know if you've ever been to an IHOP. If you've never been to an IHOP, they have like a 4 container of syrup, and one of them is like old-fashioned. It's not maple syrup, but old-fashioned syrup. It probably says maple syrup, but maple syrup means something different when you're coming from a place that actually has maple syrup. It's a very different thing, different viscosity, different texture. It's not full of high fructose corn syrup. It's an entirely different experience. But, okay, so it's got old-fashioned syrup, and then it's got, like, boysenberry and strawberry and, like, something else, like, I don't know, like blueberry. Like, blueberry syrup? Like, what are you making that syrup out of? Like, it's really just flavored corn syrup at that point. And look, I grew up in Illinois. I'm a big fan of high fructose corn syrup. Like, I grew up where they make the, okay, they make the corn to feed the cows in Illinois, but let's just pretend that I grew up in a place where they make corn that you can eat. Like, I'm a big fan of high fructose corn syrup. I don't like kosher for Passover / you know, Mexican Coke that has real sugar in it. I hated it when Sierra Mist went to natural, like, you know, sugar. I don't want sugar. I want my high fructose corn syrup in my soda, but in my syrup, I would like something that is different than that. And so, like, these, like, blueberry and boysenberry and mixed berry syrups, like, what even are those? Those aren't real things. Like, those are not, like, you can't make syrup out of strawberries. Like, that's not a thing. So it's a super artificial flavor. And today, like, I got a strawberry milkshake thinking that it was going to be made with, like, strawberry ice cream. No, it was like vanilla milkshake with, like, fake strawberry coated on top. Granted, it was still delicious and I still drank it, but that's because it's a milkshake and not syrup. I don't want that super artificial fake flavor on my waffles or my pancakes, as the case may be, because we've already established that IHOP waffles are shit. So, with that in mind, IHOP is bad, Waffle House is good. It is a real shame that Waffle House can't make it north thanks to the, like, incumbent monopoly position of IHOP, and instead we are stuck with subpar breakfast food. And the reality is that I probably shouldn't have gone to IHOP anyway. I should have just gone to Zaftig's. Zaftig's is our local, like, Jewish Goyim fusion delicatessen. It's in Brookline. It's delicious. They have tons and tons of food and tons of options, and they do breakfast all day, and you can get challah French toast, which is delicious, and everyone should eat there. And if you ever come to Boston, I will take you to Zaftig's, and you will understand why I should have gone there instead. But we've gone to Zaftig's like 4 times in the past little while, and they take longer because they're a real restaurant that cooks food rather than just, like, keeps it warm in the little warmer thing. And so, like, you know, there's trade-offs. And also, it's, like, twice as expensive. So IHOP is cheap, Zaftig's costs money, because Zaftig's is real food, and IHOP is just calories. So, in the end, does it really matter that, like, the food you eat is terrible for you? Does it really matter that it tastes garbage when all you need is calories? No, it does not. And IHOP, as a 24/7 restaurant, is a very useful thing when what you need is to soak up calories. You take a cab from whatever bar you're drinking at to IHOP, and you eat pancakes, and they're gross and disgusting, but you don't notice because you're too drunk to be able to tell, and then you eat all those pancakes, and it soaks up the beer so that you can wake up in the morning, and you can feel at least slightly better, especially if you have, like, 1 or 2 giant glasses of water while you're doing it. Do that. That's what IHOP is good for. Go there, fix your hangry nature, fix the problem that you need calories, fix all of the things that go into feeling like, oh my god, everything in life is terrible because I have not eaten, and go eat food. But don't go to IHOP and expect the food to be good. And anyone who goes to IHOP and says the food is good, they're fucking lying. I'm the Chris who plays games, and this is your CPG rant of the evening. Is that good? How do we, oh, sorry. I don't know. Sorry, I totally clipped there. I saw like my little bar went red. It was like, roar, I'm angry at you. This is like the new OBS has the red angry bars on the things now. So, yeah. Anyway, I was talking a little bit about Zaftigs and their French fries. What the fuck is that? Okay, I know what that is. Or French toast. So this is challah French toast from Zaftigs. These pictures are rotated the wrong way. There we go. So this French toast is like super thick and it's delicious. Is absolutely great. I keep everything. I took this picture like 3 days ago though. So I have a friend in Discord now who always asks me for pictures of what I'm eating at Google. And so I actually have like a whole album of like food, like Google lunch and breakfast and everything else like that. So this is like various meals that I've had at Google over the past several weeks. Including we had clam bake. So this is like lobster, mussels, corn on the cob, potatoes, and butter. Nice thing about this is they were actually doing shaved ice. So this is a couple of the food service workers who were actually shaving the ice. So that's the giant ice block, and that's the shaved ice that I put together out of it. So that was our dessert on that day. But yeah, this is like a typical breakfast for me, is scrambled eggs, sausage or bacon, sausage links, sausage patties or bacon, and blueberry, apple cinnamon, or cranberry muffin. They also have like regular corn muffins and poppy seed muffins and a couple other things like that, but I don't like those as much. So here's a cranberry, here's an apple cinnamon. These are like weird different pork patties. I didn't like these as much. They had like weird grain in them that I didn't really enjoy. I don't really love blueberries in general, but I like blueberry muffins. These egg rolls were delicious. As was this. This was like like an apple crumble of some kind. It was so goddamn good. Like it looked gross because it looked like that on the plate too, like on the platter too. And I was like, I'm not even gonna take a picture of this. And then I took a bite of it and I'm like, this is the most delicious thing ever. So it looks disgusting, but oh my god, it was so good. Yeah, exactly. This is like, I think this is orange chicken, and I got in an argument over whether this is butter chicken, and I got in an argument over whether this could be butter chicken because like it's not orange, and apparently butter chicken is supposed to be orange. I don't know. This is what we talk about in my Discord. So if you want to if you ever want to see what I'm eating for lunch, pretty much like once or twice a day, I will be sharing pictures of what I eat for lunch at Google, breakfast and lunch at Google. I try to remember to take pictures at this point, so feel free to always hop in, and that's what I'm doing there, so. Yeah, I think I just explained to you, Supermodel 5, that you are wrong. So earlier I was talking about the fact that I don't actually know if I've ever played... Oh, is Frogger not on... Is there not a Frogger for the NES? Should be. Huh. Yeah, the Frogger for Atari sucks. Like, look, this. Oh, that's actually Super Nintendo. Okay, yeah, I guess there's no Frogger for the NES. That's weird. Okay, we'll play some Galaga. Galaga! I would not be surprised if there's IHOP in Canada. Oh, sorry. I should actually put on the game. There we go. Also, am I... Go even quieter. Hold on 1 second. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Okay. So I wonder if I should actually. So this is the European version, but the European version of this game always runs a little bit different in a way that makes me uncomfortable because it runs at PAL speeds, like 50 frames instead of 60 frames. And I know that that feels like a stupid thing to be worried about, but it makes a big difference to how I play. There we go. So this is Galaga. Alright, come on down and dance. Come and make a romance. Let the music get into you. Let the beat get into you. Come on, dance with me. Come and dance with me. There is something about tonight, and I know that it's right. No! God damn it. Well, that was stupid. So the trick to getting your spaceship sucked up is that the second of the weird guys that require 2 hits that comes down is always the one who will do the sucky uppy move, so kind of a little bit surprising me. I don't think that IHOP is really a competitor for Tim Hortons, by the way. Like, isn't Tim Hortons primarily like a coffee shop and not a breakfast place, or am I misunderstanding what Tim Hortons is? I would accept either of those as possibilities. There we go. Do 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 do. I'm gonna fuck this up. Got it. Got it. Perfect. Extra lives are at 30,000 and 70,000 points, I think, so. Oh, it's like a donut place. It's like a Dunkin' Donuts, right? Oh no! I got hit again. And I destroyed all the blue things when they were on their way in, so I'm not gonna pick one of those up. Oh, okay. So my goal here has to be to... Oh, I failed. So the reason that I was trying to keep those blue things alive is because, as I said, it's always the second ship to come down. But if there's not 2 ships, then 2 ships can't come down. So you can't get the bonus ship. And god damn it. And now I'm out of lives, so I can't lose another ship, because when it sucks up your ship, it actually takes away one of your lives. So it's a trade-off that you have to take, and obviously if you have no lives left, taking that trade-off is a mistake. So I think my high score on the machine at work is 120,000. Currently attempting to get up to the high score of the top score there, which is 148,000, so. This is Galaga, yes. Galaga is a arcade shooter that was ported to the NES. So I guess the Frogger for Super Nintendo was literally the last game released for the Super Nintendo in North America, which I did not know. Fun facts from Wikipedia. So this is one that I've played before a couple times. I think that when I did my vertical shooters night, we played this game, and I've done it on my birthday a couple times because it's one of my favorite games. It's probably it's the game that I'm most likely to be found playing at any given arcade. I do love, Asteroids. Asteroids is a really fun game to play in the arcade because the vector drawing that it used is something that you can't really match in emulation. So the experience is very different playing it in an arcade versus something else, and I really enjoy those old vector games. Tempest is another one like that, where the game looks very different playing it, you know, in an arcade versus emulated on something else. Fuck! Losing that ship right before the challenging stage kinda sucks. Pretty much makes it impossible to get through the challenging stage with a perfect score. Well, decent, but not bad. Not great. But yeah, I really love Galaga. I love, I will play Centipede. I don't really play Pac-Man in the arcade. I think it's just because I'm not very good at it, and so I feel like it ends up feeling like a waste of quarters. Oh, god damn it. That was just dumb. Alright, so if there is one other short game that you would want to see me play tonight, especially something that's sort of arcade-ish or something else like that, feel free to throw it out there. I will play this for probably 1 or 2 more rounds and then call it an evening, and I just died. But yeah, only NES games. I'm not willing to pull out another emulator just because I don't want to. But if you've got any other NES arcade games that you feel I should pull out, feel free to let me know. We can play Hatris. That's not out of the realm of possibility. We'll give this round of Galaga for other people to come up with ideas. Nice. I love when I get lined up to the perfect spot to like shoot them all as they come in. Feels great. TikTok's okay. I know that I am a terrible food photographer. I'm just a generally terrible photographer, so... Although I did actually take a picture I was proud of this weekend. I went to the Mount Auburn Cemetery, which is a beautiful place, by the way. I'll pull up the Auto Awesome that Google put together for me. I was just doing a bunch of, like, trying to shoot a bunch of B-roll. Like, I'm trying to get in the habit of getting better at shooting video that I could use in the background of, like, documentaries or whatever that I find interesting. So I'm just doing a lot of practice shooting of various scenes, and so I went out on Saturday and wandered around and shot some B-roll and flew my drone. Oh no! Oh, I missed that one stupid ship because I wasn't lined up perfectly. Dragon Ball Z Supersonic Warriors is probably not for NES, is probably not an arcade-style game, is probably not a quick game, and is not going to be a game I'm going to play. And this is one of the reasons why my game form has always been a request form and not a guarantee form, because I don't trust that people can make reasonable requests that fit the goals and things that I ask for. Now, generally, of course, my game form has been more flexible with these types of things, but... when you give people pretty strict criteria about the types of games that you're looking for, and then they're like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna get something else, you know? Just go away. Alright. Yeah, it's another one of, so at least in this game though, so like, I do understand. So like I was complaining earlier that it feels terrible when you lose all of your power because of, you know, losing something. But in this game I do feel like basically the entire point of the game, oh fuck. I freaked out. Got myself hurt. There we go. But yeah, in this game, pretty much the entire point is keep that second ship alive. Oh, fuck! God damn it. That's way more depressing, by the way. When you accidentally shoot your second ship that's behind a Galaxian. Ugh. Fuck. And I know these aren't technically Galaxians because it's not Galaxian, but whatever. So this game featured in War Games, and actually the scene with this game in it had a continuity error. If you watch closely, you'll see the game has a little indicator, this little 5 and the number next to it in the bottom right corner of the screen is the indication of which level you're on, and you'll see that the game goes from level 9 back to like level 1 or something like that when they're filming. So they were filming the scenes separately, and and they may not have even gone out of order necessarily, but it was not a direct cut, even though they made it look that way. Little things like that people might not have thought about as continuity problems back then, but I notice every time. There we go. Success! There we go. Alright, so 4,000 more will get me an extra life. Let's see if we can pull that out. No! Ah, well. Made it to 70,000. Die. So when a group comes in and it has more than 8 in it, you can know that one of the set is going to come for you. So they will only have 8 ships that come in a set. And when there's 10, then you know that one from each of those rows is going to come at you, so you're going to get 2 enemies attacking you. Alright. Hattress it is. Let's stack up some hats. Oh, I wouldn't say I'm an expert. I've played it once. I mean, this is just the first level. It's, you know, it starts out easy. As with all games, the beginning is easy. Maybe not all, but many. Oh, that was done with me. Alright, that's fine. Do this. Toss that over in the corner. Okay, not all games, but most games. I mean, I also was talking yesterday about how Echo the Dolphin has a start that's so hard that most people don't realize, some people don't realize you can get past the first, like, intro level because they don't realize they have to do something to get out of it. So, but that's less about being difficult and more about the fact that it's just like a confusing way to start the game. Just bad design. I don't know what I just did there, but I made a choice. Hopefully it was the right choice. Now the heads are like Frankenstein monsters, so. I don't think there was a better approach than that. But there probably was. First time I've had to make a choice I didn't really want to make. Yeah, it's definitely the case that the first level here takes it pretty easy on you. They give you, as far as I could tell, they gave me no hats that I couldn't have found a straightforward place for. So I don't know if they did that on purpose or if that was just I got lucky, but not too worried about it in that case. Alright, go ahead and drop this here, pick up that one. No, 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 no! Oh, friggity frick. Now is when I'm in trouble. Put this over in the corner. Yep, I am not doing nearly so well anymore. All indication that I might know what I'm doing has gone out the window. I pay more attention to chat, but it's clear that this game is serious business, and I have no ability to communicate with you plebs while doing it. Just kidding, of course. I love you all, and you're my favorite. So tomorrow I'm voting. I get to vote on a number of things. Because Massachusetts is so heavily Democratic, it basically means that I am selecting who will go on to win the election in November in many of these cases. I don't think that there's any of the races that it's expected, other than governor, where it's expected a Democrat will actually lose. I don't understand why Massachusetts continues to elect Democratic governors instead of Republican governors instead of Democratic governors, but it does, and that's not really expected to change this cycle, unfortunately. One of the problems is that because of how oh, I can move it after I get rid of one hat? Oh, that's a move that I should have been thinking about more. Okay, that's fine. We're good. But yeah, so Massachusetts is a heavily Democratic state overall, but has a tendency to continue to elect Republican governors, which just sucks. And I guess part of the reason that this is that the Democratic machine in Massachusetts has like the House Speaker is friends with the governor, and so rather than making the governor deal with passing or like vetoing legislation that would be unpopular, like even if it could pass, the Republican House Speaker won't put it up for a vote, even though the House is like 75% Democratic, and if it were to go through, it would pass. So it's like massively corrupt. And so as a result, like Charlie Baker, who is our current governor, never has to say no to anything controversial because he, like the, Democrat just keeps him from having to deal with that shit, which is really just terrible in a lot of ways. I can grab that, and we will clear this as well. Go ahead and put these down. Should royalty have political power? No. I mean, royalty shouldn't exist. Bring out the guillotines as far as I'm concerned. Not that they're necessarily the first ones to go for guillotining people, but... This music is sort of similar to the Yoshi music, which is a similar style of game. Probably could have done something better there, but I don't know what. Let's keep stacking up the wrong hats here. Should go well. Cool, cool. Oh no! Oh, I thought I was gonna clear that one. I did not. Clear that, put that down. At some point I should try picking the faces instead of the money, but I like money. I want to be rich. Oh no, there's a new hat type. God damn it. Get out of here, dunce caps. I don't want you. I don't have anything to do with you. Yeah, so this stacking of hats can't go wrong at all. I am definitely screwed. There's no way I'm gonna win. Not that I don't know if there is really winning. It's just gonna keep going, right? So, I guess I've already won in my heart. Do that, and push this over here. There we go. All's going well. It's all perfect here. No problems. You say you got problems? Yo, I'll solve it. Check out my hook while my DJ revolves it. Ice, ice, baby. Vanilla, ice, ice, baby. Well, this isn't looking good. You find this strangely compelling. Well, that's good. So one of my favorite games growing up was definitely Yoshi. God damn it. I thought I was going to be able to get that over, but I could not. Fuck, fuck, fuck. I knew I wasn't going to be able to get that over, but I tried anyway. Was Yoshi, and so Yoshi was a very similar style game. It did add in the component that you could like put an egg piece on the bottom and then collect a top piece on top of it, and when you did that it would cause it to like eat everything in between regardless of how mixed up it was. So that was a really cool feature to be able to get you out of a lot of jams. It had a lot of swings as a result of that, so you would have something that went you know, one way and then the other very quickly as a result of the eggs. You'd be like, oh no, I'm almost dead. And then all of a sudden you'd be like, aha, I've succeeded in destroying everything. Hooray. I don't know exactly how high up I can go. Guess we're gonna learn real soon here. I have a feeling that that might be the end. Yeah, that's it. I never had Yoshi's Cookie because I never had a Super Nintendo. So that is not something that I went through. CPG. My actual initials are CRS, but that is not the point right now. Is that on NES? Okay, I didn't know it was on NES. I thought Yoshi's Cookie was only a Super Nintendo. I also never had a Game Boy. So I had NES and Sega Genesis and PlayStation 2, and then I bought a Wii for myself, Wii U, and Switch. But yeah, so I did not have a Game Boy, and I did not know Yoshi's Cookie was on the NES. So because I didn't have it when I was a kid, I did not really get into it later on. Anyway, so that is going to be the end of the stream for the evening. Thank you all for being here. I hope you enjoyed the end of StarTropics. This Friday, we're going to be doing something that's a little bit different than usual. So the GMTK 2018 Game Jam just wrapped up. So the GMTK is Game Maker's Toolkit. If you were ever in the lounge or anything else like that, you might have seen it before. It's a channel by Mark Brown talking about various techniques for making games. And so they did a 48-hour game jam. And so we're just going to play, and there's like 1,000 of these games, right? So we're just going to play through probably mostly the browser games. I'm going to try and play through at least a few of them and pick a few of my favorites, but there's just tons and tons of different games here that we're going to go through and play this Friday, all of which are indie games made in 48 hours that, you know, we can play. There's some cool things in here, like games that are what are the words I'm thinking of? Like there's a text adventure version of Metroid. There's like a bunch of different things. So the idea for this particular game jam was that you would have it like, it's like genre, but without mechanic. So for example, it's like a platformer, but without falling or without jumping. So for example, one of the ones you can see here is no jump platformer, or shadows can't jump. I don't know what this, oh, that's an EXE. I don't want to talk about that right now. So yeah, so we're going to be playing through these. I have played through a couple of them that were really fun, and a couple of them that were kind of boring. One of the ones that I did play through, which seemed like a good idea, was actually it was like a text adventure game, but where you couldn't type. And so the only way that you could enter words is you could click them in the text of the description. So like it's like there's a room here, there's only one exit, and so you had to click on the word exit and then room and then hit enter. So those are the types of things that we will be checking out this Friday. GMTK 2018 Game Jam games. So if you are interested, all of the entries can be found here. Feel free to let me know the ones that you're most interested in via Discord, Twitter, etc. Other than that, it's been lovely to have all of you here tonight, and I hope to see you on Friday for some more fun gaming fun. Take care. Have a great night. I will see you all on Friday. Bye-bye.